Is the Republican presidential candidate Vivek Ramaswamy being run out of town? What does run out of town mean? Well, it's an American phrase that means, remember the wild, wild west days when you didn't want somebody desirable in the community, the sheriff basically chased him off and told him never to come back again. That's what is called as run him out of town. I mean, it's something similar to what we say in Hindi, 𝗣𝗚𝗪 𝗪𝙁. It might not say the same thing. I mean, get out of my sight is probably closer to 𝗣𝗚𝗪 𝗪𝗂𝘁, but you get the idea. So why is Vivek Ramaswamy being run out of town? First of all, he is not beholden to any interest, therefore he is less controllable. Second is, he is quite rich in his own right. He has done some things that perhaps the big companies are looking at with suspicion. For example, he has a mutual fund company, a passive investment firm called Thrive, 𝗤𝙗ℎ𝑟𝑖VE, which is taking on interests like Vanguard. Remember Remember the YouTube video I had put about how Vanguard and a couple of other companies, BlackRock, Vanguard, and State Street, these three together have about 22 trillion in assets, and how they can actually shape the future of the world. So now he's not in that group. So why? So that could be a good reason why people don't want him. And many of you have asked, why haven't I got Vivek Ramaswamy on my channel? Well, the time for that will come. Right now, Vivek is trying to shore up his support amongst mainstream America. I mean, it is when he comes to a channel which is more Indian American oriented, such as P Gurus, he will be more like, it's like being at home. He's preaching to the choir. Again, another American phrase. So that I can wait. Right now, his first focus, and I agree, is that he should try and do everything he can to sew up the nomination. He definitely has age on his side, so he's going to go. He can wait it out, but he can make an impression. In fact, he's also setting the narrative. Nobody has been able to break that part. So we'll have to wait and see what happens. So this is just the beginning. What else happened? Now, if you look at what has been going on in the presidential primary debates, right? First thing that Nikki Haley did, and this probably got her a lot of recognition, was to take pot shots at Vivek. One of the things she said was that every time I listen to you, I feel a little more dumb. Low blow, maybe. But how did Vivek respond? In my opinion, this was his response. In the next debate, subsequent debate or the one after that, he took pot shots at Nikki Haley's daughter, who seems to be posting videos in TikTok. This got Madam Mama Nikki Haley fired up and said, don't you dare take any personal insults against my family, blah, blah, blah. So this perhaps could have been avoided on Vivek's part. Why I say that is, you need to stay above the family for making an impression. And some of the other things that he has been saying, like for example, he said that he would completely gut the Department of Education. The fault there lies in the fact that people have been too accommodative of dubious theories like the critical race theory and so on and so forth. So instead of trying to hone in on the badness in some of these departments, he just said blanket, I would like to completely abolish the Department of Education. Also note that he is being taken pot shots by the Democrats as well. There was a debate between Vivek Ramaswamy and 𝗏 Khanna. Actually, Vivek should have not agreed to this debate, in my opinion. Why? Because 𝗏 is still a congressman. Why go and take somebody who is lower in the totem pole than you? You are running for president. But then he good-naturedly, agreed to do it. He probably felt that, well, I'm quite smart. I can handle any zingers from a Democrat. The thing was, as this debate progressed, you would have noticed that every time it was a turn of Vivek to give an answer, 𝗏 would always try to have the last word. It was almost as if he was coached by his team that always have the last word so that it would look like you know more than Vivek. That, in my opinion, is an admission of 𝗏 that Vivek is smarter than him. But then how many of us will go to this level of depth to analyze a simple debate between two individuals? That's how I saw it, because as the debate progressed, Vivek got smart with this and he started not letting 𝗏 to have the last word. meaning like he would again rebut Roe. But anyway, that was a fairly benign debate, but this tells you that when the opposition is worried, remember, no other candidate from the Republican side was asked for a debate by the Democrats. So Ro Khanna, in my opinion, was trying to raise his profile a bit, that he could debate with presidential hopefuls. I mean, there is no doubt in my mind that he has presidential aspirations. He would like to run for president someday. Whether he has the chutzpah, whether he has the chops to do it, is what the US people will decide. I'm a nobody here. I'm in fact an independent. I'm not even a Democrat, so I can't even tell him, look, you got my vote. I'm just an independent. I'm going to look at the slate and decide who best serves the interests of me, my family, my state, and then my country, and then perhaps the world. That is how I look at any election. So anyway, so let's take a look at what else has been happening. Mitt Romney ran against Obama in 2012. In 2008, when Obama ran for the first time, it was John McCain. In 2012, when he re-ran, that time it was Mitt Romney. And Mitt Romney's claim to fame is that he ran an Olympics that took place in Salt Lake City. I don't remember the year. It was sometime between 2000 and 2008, I think. It could have been 2002. I don't remember exactly. But beyond that, not much to say, except that he is a millionaire, blah, 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 probably even a billionaire. So he had a lot of money. But he would be in the same league as the multi-billionaire club. So you know that this person is someone who represents deep state. And here he comes out, this is just 2 days old, he says that he would not, he's a Republican by the way, he would not vote for either Trump or Vivek Ramaswamy. Why lump Vivek with him? My 2 cents is that deep state does not like him because he's not asking them for help. And therefore, since he cannot be controlled, therefore he's not good. This is the plain fact. This is how I see it. Again, by way of comment, you guys can agree or disagree with me and give me some fact. The latest is that Vivek has been taken on by people who are trying to link him with George Soros, saying that he took money for a scholarship from George Soros. So here is the real answer, and then there is a fact check of this particular tweet that I'll share with you right after I finish this slide. Vivek says that this is, let's start with 𝗣𝙗𝙬𝗎. 𝗣𝙗𝙬𝗎, I think it looks like an account that takes pot shots at Republicans. Yeah, I mean, sure, he was affiliated with the WEF, World Economic Forum, and took money from the Soros family, and then it goes on. This, you can go to Vivek Ramaswamy's Twitter profile and look at it, but I think I'll give you the link in the description section so you can read it. He said, Vivek replying to that, he said, the fact that you are still sitting here saying that I was ever affiliated with WEF is a pathetic lie. I am the only guy who sued them and won, while others traveled to Davos. I was the only candidate on stage with the Stones to call on Rana to resign. Rana is the RNC chair, and the camera panned to her. She was sitting in the audience, and you could see her, you know, my goodness, she went ballistic. She was mouthing some epithets, while others deflect. So he goes on, I won a point, and so on and so forth. But here is the thing that we need to look at. Did he sue and win against the World Economic Forum? And did he take money from Soros? The answers to both of these things lies in this, because when I was reading this, there is a contextual check that Twitter is doing these days. So they came back and said Ramaswamy did sue WEF and did win. And there's a link. You can go and click on that to get the entire story. Also, it went on to say Ramaswamy received funding from QVT Financial, a hedge fund founded by former Soros fund management employees. Former. They were not working for Soros at that point of time. But he has stated that he has never met George Soros or any of his family members. Again, there is another link that you can go and take a look at to understand all the nuances here. But the long and short of it is the deep state does not like Vivek Ramaswamy. That should be a good reason for the people to like him, because remember, the claim to fame for Donald Trump came when he said that I am going to drain the swamp. The swamp, he meant the DC politics, all the people who lobby and everything that is dirty about the DC system. People of America understand that politics must change. For that, you need to have people who are civic-minded, who have the best of the people's interests in mind to come into politics. Vivek is independently wealthy. He doesn't need any money. Therefore, he is, at this point, he's saying that he is spending his own money, and of course, he is crowdfunding too. So this is what is the problem with the people, the establishment. The deep state is one part of that, which thinks that, oh my goodness, this guy cannot be controlled. And hence all this mud being slung at him. I think people of America will choose the best Republican candidate based on what they stand for and based on how they perceive them. So Vivek needs to do a few things right from here on. He has to make sure that he is taking everybody along, and that's not easy. He has some very strong convictions, and this is where he needs to focus on. He needs to also narrow down to like 3 points and just keep hammering those 3 points. The 3 that shows him in the best light, and just keep hammering them away. Come up with new cases of these 3 points, but the points will always be the same. Start with them and end with them and see what happens. In my opinion, Nikki Haley is not in the league of Vivek Ramaswamy. Again, he's the smartest guy in the room. Whenever he stands on the podium, I can tell you he's the smartest guy around. These people cannot take him on intellect. This is the problem that the others face, and therefore all these underhanded tactics. Thanks for watching. Please like, share and subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to click on the bell button for notifications. Namaskar.